Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of Georgia Gwinnett College. Welcome back to another exciting podcast. This is the Grizzly Talk Podcast episode with your host, Kennedy Patterson, live from the Grizzly Digital Network room. Of course, huge thankfulness and sponsorship and shout out to GGC Athletes and, of course, GDN's own Matt Mahoney for, again, allowing us to record our podcast show here live from the media room. I'm always appreciative of that. He allowed us to come in here and record, and it's something very special. Every time I come in here, I get ready for today's podcast, and I get ready. I get so excited because we're in the media room where there's a lot of cameras, a lot of equipment, a lot of monitors, tripods, and other equipment that's here in the room. So it's an exciting time for sure. It's a very rainy day, so hopefully you guys are staying warm out there for GGC. As I walk through the entire campus, we predict that it's going to be raining like this all day long. So hopefully, GGC community, if you guys are out there in this rain, please be sure that you stay warm, stay safe, stay warm, and stay comfortable. Make sure you wear your jacket, have an umbrella. You'd be surprised how many students walk around campus without umbrellas. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. So we're here from GGC Athletics, the Grizzly Digital Network room, and a little shout out for the GGC Athletics team. Of course, GGC softball, they're going to have their game today, February 18th against Montreat. Hopefully they don't expect any rain delays today because it is raining, and I predict it's going to be raining like this all day. So again, I want to say good luck to the girls out there if their game is today. They have their game scheduled today, but again, it's storming out there. Well, it's not storming, but it's raining. So hopefully they don't get canceled. Hopefully they don't have any delays. The game will start at 4 o'clock. So by the time you're hearing this, we're going to do an instant upload right after we're done recording our podcast. So it is a happy Tuesday, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget, by the time you're hearing this, again, we're doing an instant upload from 2 to 4 today. You get to meet the SGA candidates and presidential debate. It's going to be today. So please, if you guys don't miss out on that, because, you want to meet the candidates for SGA. You want to have the presidential debate. You want to hear what they got to say for SGA. And, of course, they're going to be having Pista and cast your votes February 20th at 12 p.m. So, again, that's in the Student Center. It's going to be February 20th at the second floor, 12 p.m. You get free pizza, meet your new SGA representatives, make your voice be heard, use your voice. So it really is a moment time for that. And of course, let's not forget lunch with GGC Athletics, Grizzly Athletics. It's going to be Thursday, February 20th at 11 a.m. in the dining hall. Come meet your student athletes with a free meal ticket in the dining hall. First 50 students will get a free meal ticket and to the dining hall in hopes for meeting your representatives, and you're meeting GGC Athletics, and hopefully you guys come on out to the games. Of course, it is spring season, so we really recommend for all of GGC community to come out to that grand event for sure. And ladies and gentlemen, if you missed it, we did this. Of course, GTP presents The Green Room. You guys can check that out. It's a 10-minute Green Room video, of course, live from Swanky Studios. Of course, I was the host of that show, and a lot of people really enjoyed that show. I really had a lot of good things to talk about within that show, so I really recommend you guys doing it. Where you can find it on our Instagram. It's Grizzly_Talk. Again, that's Grizzly_Talk. All you have to do is go to that Instagram and click on that profile and click on the IGTV tab, so that way you don't miss out on the GTP Presents The Green Room. Something very special, something new that we've been doing for a while, but you guys been enjoying it thus far, and I'm so happy that you guys are, listening to it, and you guys doing it. You're doing it out really, really well. Of course, they have from Grizzly Dining, they're going to have a vegan challenge. It is day 2, so I kind of missed day 1, but day 2 they have vegan cheese grits from Southern Kitchen, and I see it on their post. You can follow GGC Dining, that's Grizzly Dining, all one word, on their Instagram. You can see the day 2 vegan cheese grits. It looks really, really good. They put shredded cheese on top of grits. Grits is one of my favorite food groups. I'll tell you guys a little story when it comes to grits. My mom, shout out to my mom. If you're listening to the podcast, hi mom, I love you. My mom made some really, really good cheese grits when I was younger, and I kind of learned how to make cheese grits for sure on behalf from her. So, it's really interesting to see that GGC Dining, they're doing a vegan challenge and they're shouting out vegan cheese grits. And as we go on to their Instagram, of course, I got the chef spotlight. They have prime rib. Okay, so they're going from vegan to meat. So prime rib, it looks really, really good. That will be at the Chef's Flair. That was 2 hours ago when they posted it. And of course, man, they're really going from vegan to prime rib to now dessert. They got cinnamon bread at the Lateria Pizza Station. It's new. That's very, very new. Cinnamon bread. Cinnamon roll, cinnamon bread. Really, really is good to see. And you can also warm it up if you like, because I like my cinnamon bread to be a little bit warm. So I like to put it in the microwave to give it that extra heat, the extra flavor there. So more news announcements from the GGC auxiliary service from the GGC bookstore. Of course, you can still buy your books. If you still need a textbook within your classes, you can buy now. Of course, they have some deals out there. In preparation for the summer semester, the bookstore will be returning books back to the publisher. You can shop 24 hours, and they have a click here, a menu. They have a new fall and spring bookstore. Hours is going to be effective. Well, effective started yesterday, February 17th. So they're going to have the bookstore open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and also Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and also get this, Saturday, 11 to 3. A lot of people know, and they're really smart about doing this because they know a lot of students work during the week. You have work and classes, so they also offer operations and service on Saturday. That way, most students can have Saturdays off to go out and go get your books. It really is an incredible time for sure. All you have to do is go out there to you can do that order for your books for sure. And of course, this next email comes out for the GGC, of course, RSO. Get involved. The deadline to submit purchase order for service contracts. Of course, from Charity Mitchell that says, greetings RSO student leaders. As you prepare for your spring events, the Office of the SC would like to keep you informed about new policies and deadlines presented to us with our financial managers. This is very important for all of you RSOs out there who are needing some sort of items for your spring events, maybe some equipment, maybe some purchase orders that you might need, vendors, DJs, and any other service for food. They really send that out there for you RSOs, because when you have your RSO out there, ladies and gentlemen, you have your next event coming up, it comes with a budget, so they want to make sure that every RSO is on time with their budget. So I really recommend you guys doing it. A little tidbit for you guys, as you guys know, and most of you guys know about this about RSOs, because I can't stress it enough. A lot of people know how to run the RSOs and the budgeting. A little tidbit here on the Grizzly Talk Podcast, a little public service announcements, I guess, if you will. Please make sure that you're on budget within your RSO, and make sure you budget right, and make sure that you're spending money for a good cause for GGC. I haven't seen this in RSOs that, with the expression blow money. I haven't seen any RSOs blow money. I've seen RSOs spend money for a great cause, and it really is exciting. So again, I want everyone to know, and I want everyone to make sure that they're on budget and make sure they're spending money for a good cause for the GGC community. Hopefully you guys take that as a heed of advice, and hopefully you get like that little public service announcements. Of course, the next topic, of course, we want your waste. It's substantial week for GGC. You guys know about it. I talked about it in the GTP Green Room this past Saturday, and I talked about it in a previous podcast for sure. It's Sustainability Week here at GGC. They want your waste. We want your waste. Grizzly Dining is partnering up with the GGC Composing team to collect waste this Wednesday, February 19th in the dining hall. The waste collected will be recycled into soil that will help further various plant life on the campus. This is very exciting. Again, I am going to harp on this a lot of time this week because Arbor Day is coming up. So they're really taking waste, they're recycling and making it into soil to be plant for plant life here at GGC. And of course, this kind of goes hand in hand with Arbor Day. Arbor Day is one of those things that's very important we must know and we must remember, not only here at GGC, but here in Georgia in general, that plant life is very, very important. If you have any waste that you have, you can bring it to the GGC Dining to be collected back in to make soil to plant trees and plant life here at GGC. And of course, all around Georgia for Arbor Day. I really recommend you guys going out there. You donate your waste because it shows a good purpose. It shows a good value, and it shows that good sportsmanship, I guess, is the word I'm looking for Sustainability Week. It's one of those things that I employ for people. It's one of those things that I want GGC students to do. Also on campus to help plant life here at GGC. Plant life is very, very important for GGC to make sure they have that plant life, of course. So, of course, they're going to be having it. They're going to have a table that we set up 12:15 to 2 p.m. Be sure to stop by to dump your waste by taking your plate to the dish return. So again, they're giving back to the community. That's one thing that we do strive on for GGC. It is very, very exciting, and I know I've talked about it before about Sustainability Week and Recycling Week as for short. So it really is important for you guys to go out there. Of course, this next news announcement comes from the pre-health. Of course, I like to shout out pre-health because pre-health is one of those things that's very important for GGC to make sure that their students are pretty healthy here while they're traveling all over campus. Of course, the Alternative Careers and Healthcare panel is going to be Tuesday, February 25th from 2 p.m. in the Elvis Center. Of course, this comes on behalf of the pre-health department. Of course, they say, hello students, Pre-Health Advisory Community and Career Development and Advising Center is hosting a panel for healthcare professionals on Tuesday, February 25th from 2 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have nothing to do that day, that is a Tuesday, that is a grace period. I know a lot of students are partaking in other RSOs and general body meetings on Tuesday from 2 to 3 because that's our grace period. We don't have any classes between that time, but if you somehow have the time, I recommend you guys going out there. You can join them at the Alternative Careers and Healthcare event. These panelists represent healthcare careers outside the usual physicians and nurses. Any students are potentially interested in a health-related job or even in laboratory work can come and find out more these lesser known but important options. You have always been interested in helping people in a clinical setting but aren't sure about the career suits your interests and your talents. Please come out and learn some possibilities and the career representatives. Now, again, they have therapists. They have occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, exercise science, clinical science, medical studies, and medical technology. And this also includes clinical laboratory sciences. So, again, grace period, 2 to 3. I'll be honest, the pre-health department or health sciences in the world is a good career to get into. I once considered it once in my lifetime. I knew I couldn't do it because I'm kind of squeamish, so it's not really recommended for me. But again, in the health department, in the laboratory studies department, that is a great field to get into. We are partnered up with property management with a company called Intuitive Surgical, and they are partnered up with Health, building robotics for health. So it really is a great career to get into if you're not too sure about it, and if you want to declare a major here at GGC. I really recommend you guys coming out for that for sure, because it really is amazing that you guys come out for that panel, so you can find out what's going on, and maybe this could be a good thing for you GGC students. Maybe this could be something that you could be interested in and going forward with a career. You can't go wrong with a nursing degree. Now, before we log off here on the podcast today, we've got some sort of announcements that I want to make. That I can kind of announce here on the podcast for sure, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there's a new announcement coming out from GTP. Something very revolutionary will be coming out. We're switching the game up for GTP. I can't say too much about it until we release it, but there's some changes are coming to the Grizzly Talk Podcast. Some good changes now. Don't be afraid, ladies and gentlemen of Georgia Gwinnett College. This is not a sad thing. This is a great humble moment. We're changing the game up for sure. when in terms of radio. And that's all I can pretty much say about that. Just know a change is coming for GTP. So if you log into your Instagram, and our GTP Instagram and our media looks a little different, don't be discouraged. We're not canceled. So that's the thing there. Just to relieve you guys, we're not canceled. We are striving for excellence, and we're changing the game up a little bit for GTP. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. And I can't wait for you guys to enjoy the new thing that's coming out. It's going to be announced later this week. So that's all I can say. Later this week, new announcements for GTP. We're switching the game up for sure. So that's going to do it for the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. Please be sure to check us out on our Instagram as Grizzly_Talk. 1,695 followers strong. We're on our way to 2,000 followers on our Instagram. So please be sure to like us there. If you have not heard of us either on Spotify, iHeart Radio, Pandora, iTunes, what are you waiting for, GGC community? All you have to do is go to either of those platforms. It could be Spotify, it could be Pandora, it could be iTunes, it could be iHeart Radio. Wherever you like to listen to us, type in Grizzly Talk Podcast. That way you don't miss any of our podcasts. And of course, shout out to Podchaser for having every single podcast that we ever produced via Grizzly Digital Media, Grizzly Digital Network Media Room, the Digital Media Lab, or even Swanky Studios. We're all there for sure. So hopefully you guys stay warm, and we'll hear you guys in the next podcast. Go Grizzlies.
Oh, oh. Oh, oh.